Well, I'd be psyched that I time traveled.
Yeah.
So first off, like I think the first thing I do is probably wouldn't watch Gattaca 2, but I don't know. It would probably offend me to my core.
Ethan, thanks for joining me, chatting with Narcity. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for being here.
Listen, I love the timing of this Audi Innovation Series because obviously, innovation is such a key thing that you guys are working through with the SAG-AFTRA strike right now, especially AI. The genie's out of the bottle. So how do you approach that idea of balancing human creativity with technology and especially this imitation of creativity?
It's such an interesting question. I mean, each generation gets hit with new riddles, right? How we define progress, is a really big question. Like I think a lot of people, there's two parts of my brain. There's the optimist, which says to me that I don't really worry about AI because AI can't do anything new. All it can do is regurgitate what's been done. They can make the Beatles sing a Hank Williams song if they want, but they can't create the Beatles when the Beatles didn't exist. And what I'm trying to do my whole life is to do something new. And on the other level, I'm like, well, what do any of us do but regurgitate old ideas anyway, So has anybody done anything new? I don't know. You can get kind of pessimistic about it. I believe that we respond to life and breath and each other, and that there's a certain stunt to technology. How many times have you seen the White House blow up in a movie, right? It's not the same as really connecting to a performer. And that I think what people really like to do is see actors, musicians, painters, they like to see people who are alive today. They like to feel their breath in the frame. They like to see them on stage. They like to see them sing. And I don't really worry that much about what it's going to do to art. I worry about the commercialization and the materialism and the fact that all we seem to prioritize is making money. And the same thing that's happening in the arts as well. What's going to happen when there's all the driverless cars and trucks, and what are those people going to do for a living? And what's going to be when you don't need anybody to run a department store? When we're putting ourselves all out of work.
Along those lines, you mentioned the stunt of it and like the living, breathing human. Let's say you and I jumped in a time machine. We go to a point where we're both long dead, and there's a Gattaca 2 where they brought you back. How would you feel to see something like that?
Well, I'd be psyched that I time traveled.
Yeah.
So first off, like I think the first thing I do is probably wouldn't watch Gattaca 2, but I don't know. It would probably offend me to my core. I know what it's like when you see yourself misquoted in papers. I didn't say that. It's upsetting. I don't know exactly why it's upsetting, but it makes you not trust mankind. It makes you not trust reality. And so I do think these are really, really important questions to ask ourselves, And the essential question is how to define progress. Because I'm not sure a lot of these things we're doing are helping. They're making somebody a lot of money, but I don't know if they're helping anybody.
And it's about making sure it's fair too, right? Like your likeness is involved, you should be involved too.
I wish I had something smarter to say about AI, because I've been in some rooms where people have really sophisticated conversations about it. I'm such a performer that I'm just not, my brain isn't equipped to engage in that conversation, but it is worth talking about.
Everyone's trying to figure it out, right? Nobody's got the answer.
I know. It's time to rescreen 2001 and start thinking about old Hal. He wasn't a good guy.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more content just like this.